The name Desiree might not sound familiar to you, but you might have heard one of her popular songs. The British R&B recording artist experienced huge success internationally with her song she titled You Gotta Be, which is full of positive acclamations. Her music has been somewhat unique, and some described it as bland and monotonous, which her die-hard fans don't agree about. She was rejected for not being black enough for the American urban radio. Not just that, some multiple black American artists also attempted to profit from her hard work unjustly. Desiree, due to several personal reasons, had to take a step back from her musical career for a very long time. Desiree was never open about what was happening in her personal life. However, in this video, we'll be sharing with you information about her career and personal life. But before we continue, kindly subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell. You've done that? Great. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. Who is Desiree? Desiree was born in London on November 30th, 1968 to a Guyana mother and a father from Barbados. 3 years after her family moved to Barbados, her parents decided to get a divorce. The divorce made Desiree come back to London with her mother and her sister. At a tender age, she loved singers like Bob Marley and Stevie Wonder. Her deep love for all kinds of music is a result of her dad being a musician. Desiree's vision to be a performer was not killed by her lack of experience in music. She kept pushing and developed her skills in songwriting and singing right from a very young age. Her parents were not fully in support of her going into the music industry. They wanted her to be a lawyer. Her mother told her, "Don't get into the music business, you'll be exploited and manipulated." Desiree was not moved. She had her mind made up to start a musical career. On a beautiful Friday, Desiree finally took the bold step, through immense help from her boyfriend, to take her demo to CBS Music. In a Washington Post, Desiree narrated that the reply from CBS Music came the following Monday with an invitation for her to come to their office. At the office, they told her that they really love her voice, and surprisingly, her lack of musical experience did not work against her. In fact, they felt it was great she didn't have any musical experience. They qualified her as raw and fresh. Desiree, career beginning. In the twinkle of an eye, the no musical experience and 23-year-old Desiree was signed to Sony 550. In no time, she flew to Australia, Japan, and Europe to record music. Her first album, titled Mind Adventures, was released in February 1992. Desiree said the song was birthed from her life experiences, meaning to love and complicated relationships, her parents' divorce, and the time she spent in the West Indies. Surprisingly, because they could not figure out how to market her music, her record label was stopped. They told her she was not black enough or a black radio, and neither is she fully a contemporary pop. And maybe they'll approach her music through another route they call the adult contemporary route. Desiree went against this. She fought back. Desiree, talking about this issue in a Washington Post, said she stood her ground and told her label this: "I ain't moving from my face, from my race, from my history." However, the album was a big hit in Europe, although it was barely recognized in the US. The Black American Urban Radio also shared the same view with her label. While all this went on, Desiree never felt defeated. She kept thriving and pushing harder. Desiree, the rising star. Desiree kept the hope alive, went on tours, collaborated with other musicians, fell madly in love with her boyfriend, which finally got her heart broken. She explained that the breakup with her boyfriend was a very big hit on her, and the pain made her read a book by Shakti Gawain titled Creative Visualization. This was the source of her inspiration in writing the song You Gotta Be, a song full of positive and self-love affirmations. The track was a big hit, especially on the radio. The hit song was part of her Sophomore album in 1994 with over 1 million copies sold in the US alone. It was released by Epic Studio Records and titled I Ain't Moving. Despite her success, many people were still confused by her style of music. Desiree, responding to describe her music as acoustic soul. She went further to say that her music was deep and it comes from within. She was of course in her lane. Desiree became popular and famous, and many popular musicians reached out to work with her, and she even wrote songs for movies. Stevie Wonder and Prince worked with her, and she also toured the US with the singer Seal in 1995. Desiree wrote a song titled I'm Kissing You in 1996. The song was used as a soundtrack in the popular movie Romeo and Juliet. She was also invited to sing the song in a portion of the film as well. I'm Kissing You was quite a hit as it stayed on top of the Billboard charts for 44 good weeks. The song caught the attention of one of the most popular and successful musicians in the present age, Beyonce. But before we get into that, let's talk about what happened between Desiree and Janet Jackson. Desiree and Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson's multi-million selling album Velvet Rope, released in 1997, featured a song she named Got Till It's Gone, featuring Q-Tip. This song had the tone and feel of Desiree all over it. It sounded just like Desiree's song, so much that Desiree took the matter to court. Desiree was trying to send a stern warning to other musicians not to use her work without her permission. An arrangement was finally reached at court, with Desiree owning 25% of Janet's song publishing, which amounted to approximately $3 million. Desiree, talking about what happened between her and Janet Jackson said, "My aim wasn't to get money out of her, it was purely for justice to be done and a settlement is reached, recognizing that she borrowed from my work and not given me credit." Desiree won the award of the top-selling British artist in 1999 at the World Music Awards. After this, she vanished until 2003 when she suddenly resurfaced with a short haircut and a new album she titled Dream Soldier. The album was not much of a success. It barely made the first 200 in the UK and didn't make that of the US chart at all. Desiree seemed less concerned or moved by the poor result of the album release but was contented instead. Desiree revealed that she had found love and was currently in a relationship of 4 years with a musician. Desiree again vanished for another 2 years after this until something pulled her back. Desiree and Beyonce. It was another messy situation, and this time with Beyonce. Earlier, I mentioned the song Desiree wrote as a soundtrack for the popular 1996 movie Romeo and Juliet. The song I'm Kissing You was the source of this messy situation. Beyonce loved this soundtrack very much that she called it one of her old-time favorites. Beyonce decided to record a remix of the song out of the love she had and released it as part of the 2007 re-release of her album she titled B-Day. This was not the same situation as Janet Jackson because Beyonce's team went through the proper channel to get approval from Desiree's team. According to a report on MTV.com, Beyonce received a confirmation letter and a license request from Desiree's publisher. 2 days after, another counter-proposal was sent by Desiree's publisher with rules and limitations to how the song can be used by Beyonce. This included Beyonce not using the song in a video format for any reason, and she was also to change the title of the song from the original title. Beyonce's team, after receiving this counter-proposal, never gave a reply despite several follow-up attempts by Desiree's publisher. Neglecting the rules from Desiree's publisher, Beyonce released her deluxe album, which included the remix of Desiree's song without the needed authority. What made the matter even worse was that the DVD release of the song included a video use of the song, even though Desiree's publisher explicitly requested that she does not use the song in a video format. Desiree's publisher decided to file a case against Beyonce and her team for the unauthorized use of the song and asked for $150,000 in damages. As a result of the legal action, Beyonce's album had to be pulled from the market just 3 weeks after its release. Beyonce's team removed the song after this and released the deluxe album without the song. However, how the matter was settled between Desiree and Beyonce was not released to the public. Desiree challenges. Several years passed with no word from Desiree as she was going through some personal struggles which were hidden from her fans, some of which were chronic stage frights, fear of flying, underactive thyroid, which kept her energy level low, and to top it all, her record label terminating her contract. Desiree decided to quit suffering in silence and decided to get treatment. She walked away from the music industry and decided to spend her time doing other things. Desiree spent time with friends, took a course in photography, focused more on her artwork, learned how to make jewelry, and also earned a certification as a nutritionist. As time went by, the chance of Desiree returning to her musical career was getting slimmer. She was having challenges getting inspired, and the music industry also kept changing rapidly, and keeping up would be extremely challenging. Desiree didn't know if her style of music would still be a fit into the current state of things. She finally gathered the courage, and in 2014, she returned to the studio. The unexpected happened and she could not move on because her mother became ill, so she had to take a break again to take care of her mother. However, Desiree kept writing songs while she was taking care of her mother. She would sing them to her mother, and her mother would sit quietly, listen to her, and smiling to give her approval. Desiree, the final breakthrough. Finally, after 16 good years from the release of Dream Soldier, Desiree released her 5th studio album she titled A Love Story. The album was released by Stargazer Records. Desiree's musical career has been filled with so many emotions. She's fighting brave and standing up high for her passion. We wish her a smoother journey, and we're grateful to have witnessed her amazing talent. What do you think about all that happened to Desiree? Let me know in the comments below. That brings us to the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell to keep getting updates on content about your favorite celebrities. I'll see you in the next video.